Hmm. No, Sergio Perez, if you're listening here, I mean, a lot of people actually want your seat. A lot of people
Yeah,
want to be
man.
in a Red Bull racing
And
seat.
you have a lot of fans. So don't disappoint us, please.
Chaco, come
We are
on.
one of your fans as well. I mean,
Ah,
with how you drive and how you manage the tires. Come on, that's 18, 16 place is not yours.
I remember 2013. I was sitting in the paddock corporate suite with you side by side when you were in Force India, and you told me you are doing racing because you purely love it and that's your passion and you actually want to be a world champion. But this is not a world champion's
I think
character.
that was 2014. I
20,
think
2014.
2014. Yeah, 2013 he was in McLaren still,
Hmm.
and he was struggling there as well.
So you have had a lot of opportunities. You went to McLaren, you went to Force India. Now in a Red Bull, you're in a works team and you're in a championship team. You need to prove yourself.
Sounds correct.
Hi guys, welcome back to episode 20. Myself Harris.
Episode 20, eh?
Yeah.
We are running for what? A silver jubilee or golden jubilee? I'm Kumar here, guys. Back here again. Paddock show. A lot of things to talk about. And today we will basically start with Canadian GP.
I think before we move to F1,
Yeah.
let's have a recap on what we did last weekend.
Yeah.
So we went to Sepang.
Yes, we were invited by Race Rally team. Thank you so much again, Christopher and Chasha, for letting me part of your team for a day. So basically, what happened was we basically we were exposed to how the teams run, on a race weekend, and what are the things that they use, the tools, the mechanics, how coordinated it should be, and to my surprise, they are one of the smallest teams on the grid, and they managed to get a podium.
Hmm.
And with the good leadership and good foundation, the results can be even achieved with a smaller scale level.
Yeah, so I think what excites me actually is the fact that they have no sponsors.
Literally, no, only themselves.
So it's amazing what a small team can do with good coordination, good communication, good management.
And it was a good pit stop strategy as well from Christopher. Again, congrats to you guys. I hope to see you and hope to join you guys again for the next round, and we go for the win.
Yeah, exactly the win. And also congrats to Leona and Mark as well for getting a sponsor at the very last minute.
Oh, that car is beautiful, man.
So Castrol Malaysia, yes, you guys did a very good work.
Yes, that is
Also,
a good investment. No, Leona is not someone that will give up. She will always fight, and then you never know. Maybe she could be emerging as the next winner for the next two remaining races.
it's just that it's unfortunate
Unfortunately,
that
yes.
she got the real.
Again,
Was it the real
yeah,
left or
again,
the real right?
On the right.
Right side.
Yeah. And I don't know what I mean, the other drivers look into. I mean, come on, have some space. Let the girl have some chance, to show her performance.
Okay, so we just finished Canadian Grand Prix. I think there's a lot of things to unravel.
But before that, bro, going into Sepang circuit, how was it for you? I mean, for me, it was just
Actually, entering Sepang was
Yeah.
actually very nostalgic, I would say, because I've always been very active with Sepang activities, be it career-wise, be it as a race fan. So every time when I enter the paddock,
just have the different vibe, right?
it's a different excitement, but again, a very disappointing thing to see when we are not able to host a race at a very fantastic track.
Exactly. And then the track looks great with the how how it is originally laid out itself. It was already a modern classic. So there's something that we're missing again and again. Never mind. Let me continue.
So, okay, Canadian Grand Prix, a lot of exciting things happen. Let's start with lap one.
Lap one was basically. I mean, there were few strategies used by a small team. I mean, it was a clever strategy, knowing that at that point of the race, the rain was still there, and then there was running water, aquaplaning everywhere. So this Haas team, Kevin Magnussen and Hulkenberg, they opted for extreme wets. So when they opted for extreme wets, you could have seen their performance is like 2 to 3 seconds faster than the leaders even, you know, I mean, if it continued raining and then if the leaders have not pitted for extreme wets, I think Haas could have at least lead for a while. I mean, lead for a while. But eventually the track dried out. Canadian GP, the track dries out very quickly, man. I mean, within the space of 5 to 10 laps, it was like you already can see the dry line coming up. So eventually it didn't work out for them. They had to fall back when the other leaders pitted and gain the advantage. I mean, gain the time back again from them.
So basically, the wet tires played an important role towards all the overtaking. But for me, right, after so many rounds for this season, it's actually very exciting to see a lot of overtaking being done.
Yep, correct. And then you could see towards the first stint, Russell was actually struggling a bit compared to Max and Norris. Norris was like on rails, man. I mean, the car was he saved his tire. He managed his tire very well. He fall back. He know that intermediates will work very well in the mixed conditions. So he did the best strategy during the first stint to catch up with Max and also Russell, overtaking them, having a lead of like 11 seconds at one point of time when safety car came in, and basically what goes around comes around.
Actually, you guys, I think you are also aware that when it comes to Canada, it's always safety cars.
Yes, a lot.
And thankfully this year, there was no Wall of Champion incidents.
Yeah, not that much, but there were 2 or 3 safety cars.
Two.
I'm not sure, 2 or maybe 2 safety cars. All in all, it was thanks to Logan Sargent and also another one from Science. So that was a bit. I would say if the safety car wouldn't have turned up, maybe Norris could have been in the lead still.
Okay. Let's break it down to team. Okay, let's start with Red Bull.
Red Bull. Red Bull is like they have one. They have a boat which has 2 engines. The one engine is no longer there. It's always Max. If not for Max, Red Bull would have.
What happened to Perez? Seriously.
I don't understand. You
signed 2 years, right, with the team, and this is the kind of effort and performance that you give Christian Horner, and this is how you acknowledge the team. I mean, come on, buck up.
He has something to prove. His contract is actually 1-to-1. If Red Bull is not satisfied,
1 year option.
Yeah, 1 year option. So if Red Bull is not satisfied, the door is open. I mean, it's a good thing actually. Because I thought they would take Liam Lawson. It's pity to see him just being a test driver and reserve driver. I mean, he has a talent to be faster than Perez in that car. But of course, they don't want someone that will hinder Max's championship.
Okay, but talking about Perez, is it the car or is it the driver that is pulling down his performance this season?
It's both, I think. With the direction that Red Bull went, in Imola they brought upgrades, but it didn't work. They're still fine-tuning the upgrades, especially the suspension that they cannot change at all. I mean, this throughout the season, so they have to do something for next year.
Oh my goodness!
So this adaptation to the new upgrade. Perez is suffering. Even Max is suffering as well. But look at the performance of Max compared to Perez is mind-blowing.
No, Sergio Perez, if you're listening here, I mean, a lot of people actually want your seat. A lot of people want to be in a Red Bull racing seat.
You have a lot of fans. Don't disappoint us, please.
Checo, come on.
We are one of your fans as well. I mean, with how you drive and how you manage the tires. Come on, that's 16th place is not yours.
I remember 2013, I was sitting in the Paddock corporate suite with you, side by side, when you were in Force India. And you told me you are doing racing because you purely love it, and that's your passion, and you actually want to be a world champion. But this is not a world champion's character.
I think that was 2014.
2014.
2013, he was in McLaren still. And he was struggling there as well.
So you have had a lot of opportunities. You went to McLaren, you went to Force India. Now in a Red Bull, you're in a works team and you're in a championship team. You need to prove yourself.
By Newey going away, is a common thing basically. This downfalls comes and goes. So if you look at Williams' era in 96 to 97, or maybe 94 to 97. Newey was there. The car was brilliant. They had the works engine, Renault. After Newey departed to McLaren, 1998, you saw the magic, right?
Hmm.
You know when Mika Hakkinen and David Coulthard both got the championship, done and dusted in 1998 season. What happened was Williams lost Renault, Williams lost Newey, and then they were powerless basically. You know, with the car development and all that. So it can happen again. It could repeat.
Yeah.
You know, like Newey is going away. But again, Newey will be a consultant in Ferrari, so we don't know how much input he will give into the car performance.
Okay.
Still unknown. With the salary of $105 million, it's the same as Max.
105 million. Seriously.
$105 million.
That's like close to Max, right?
Same amount. It's the same
Identical.
amount. Yeah,
Identical salary, guys.
Yeah, so he's for the first time, an engineer is matching driver's salary.
Goodness
Amazing.
God, Marinello, what are you guys doing with your budget? Luckily, the top management and drivers are not part of the
Not
budget cap.
affected with the budget cap.
Thank goodness. Okay, so switching back to Canada,
Yeah.
we go back to Marinello. What happened to the Marinello squad?
I think they kind of had a trouble even with the base setup during the Friday practice, Saturday practice. They didn't get that like how they managed to do it in Monaco. The track was resurfaced, but that could not be excuse. You know, they had some engine troubles, as you can see in the race. Leclerc had to run with the less horsepower, less power in the car, and then Sainz was just languishing like Perez. You know, similar performance. We don't know what happened to the car. They didn't had the setup right at all, so they suffered. And then maybe Barcelona will be the true showcase of where each team places on the grid for now.
It's crazy. I mean, what kind of performance are you extracting, especially after you've just won a
Monaco.
very classic track?
Exactly. You know,
And
people
you guys were not even in the top 5. You were in the midfield.
midfield, yeah. Even the RBs were faster. You know,
Visa Cash App.
Visa Cash were faster. Aston Martin did well. Again, their upgrade is slowly picking up.
Yeah.
You know, they are hanging around there and thereabout. So Barcelona, Ferrari might return back as you know, is a fast flowing track again. Not sure whether they have resurfaced or not for Barcelona, but the most of the teams they are always concerned about resurfacing of a track, because that will take away all your grips. You know, you have to redo the runs again, the racing line and stuff like that. So it takes time to have a. Every time the track is improving, the timing will improve.
I think with Ferrari, it's just down to consistency. The
Yeah.
problem is the drivers are having a consistency issue. When you have a consistency issue, there's no way you can fight for the world title.
This gave me a flashback of 2022,
Hmm.
whereby they were on song, suddenly they faltered. But I think they'll come back. I mean, it's a long season to go. Another 15 race, I think. Yeah, another 15 race. So they have all the opportunity. Red Bull will struggle with the high curb racetracks. So McLaren.
Okay.
We'll come to that.
We'll come to that soon. Okay, before we go to McLaren, let's talk about Mercedes. I think this sprung a lot of surprise.
No, for me, no.
No? No
Because
surprise?
in San Marino itself, they already had
They had the pace.
the new front wing coming.
The
which
new
they-
upgrades.
Yeah, new upgrades already came, and then we could see in the race pace that they were hanging on with the leaders. Of course, the track you cannot overtake as easy as you want. So Mercedes were already up their game on San Marino. We could clearly see in Monaco they managed to hold off Max Verstappen, Russell, despite the nature of the track. Of course you cannot overtake, but you can see that Mercedes and Hamilton was on the same strategy as Verstappen. He was chasing him and on par. So Mercedes brought a good package. They already solved the front end issue and also the front wing. They have changed the layout itself. So there's no more carbon layout at the front close to the nose. Remember I told on our beginning of the episode, there's a wire, like carbon wire connecting. There's no
Yeah.
more already.
Oh, no more.
They have gone for conventional wing type, but they improved the airflow
Oh, they
from
improved
the front
it.
wing, because the front wing is very important. How your airflow is going to channel it through your car for the downforce at the back. So they nailed it again, which I knew it could be a coming soon. So Barcelona, this is their track. So maybe Hamilton or Russell could spring his back. Russell is making a lot of mistakes. I can see he falters away during end of the races most of the time. That happened quite some time already. Even in Singapore, for example, he I'm not sure whether it's a mental capacity for him to just to hang on to that position, or he needs someone to really push him to get him back on the track. Like Toto will always be say, George, calm down, get back to the track, focus, So Russell have this problem, but I would put my money on Hamilton for next race.
Next race.
Yeah.
So you think Mercedes have a fighting chance this
Correct,
season?
correct. Yeah, they have. All three teams have the fighting chance. McLaren, McLaren, Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull, all are on par now. It's just drivers will make the difference. You guys wanted that, right?
Yeah.
Drivers making the difference.
Yeah.
There you go. Now you will have it. The cars looks pretty similar in terms of pace and everything. Despite they look different from one to each other, they look totally different. But the pace is the same.
Do we think that the championship will be tighter towards the end of the season?
Yes. I think towards the summer break, we will know who is where.
Okay. Do you think we're still in Mercedes, right? Does Hamilton have a problem with the team? Because I see that the upgrades is actually more leaning towards George.
Oh, that's obvious, bro. You know
obvious.
that you're exiting the team. You not be getting all the good parts.
So you have a preferential treatment now.
Definitely,
in
but they won't tell. Definitely, there's a preferential issue here. Hamilton is having problem from one session to another session, while Russell just nails it. All the session he gets it right, but Hamilton having issue all the while. So maybe preference will be there. He's exiting. He don't need to know more details of the car. He's gonna be a Ferrari driver next year. You don't want Mercedes secrets to go to Ferrari.
What happened to McLaren?
McLaren, it's a missed opportunity basically.
Yeah,
what happened in Miami happened to McLaren now. I mean, Red Bull had the disadvantage in Miami, while Norris had the disadvantage of safety car in Canada GP. What happened was he caught the safety car right away, so he could not run his own pace.
Yeah.
While other drivers were like just kamikaze around the track, trying to catch him up. So you can see, okay, from my point of view, what happened was the first stint of the race, McLaren were nailing it. Second part of the race, Red Bull, Max, sorry, Red Bull, I don't know lah. Perez is somewhere else in the garden, walking. So Max was, doing all the hard work. Basically, what happened? His intermediate second stint pit stop, intermediate, he was on pace. He pulled up like 5 seconds to 4 seconds gap from Russell and the gang. After that, when the track dried up, having the advantage of the buffer of 5 to 6 seconds, he managed to came up in front also. Actually, Red Bull was not for the fastest, bro. You could see that they were getting caught during the end stage of the race.
Right.
Like 3 seconds, 2.5 seconds.
Yeah.
1.8 seconds. It was just hovering there. So when Russell made the mistake, during the race, Norris overtook him, and then got the second place. Mercedes was the fastest car, end stage of the race. They had the best performing in terms of long run pace.
Yeah.
Yep. So for me, it was a Mercedes race to lose,
Mercedes.
and they lost it. Ferrari, maybe a bit of break. They're taking a break after Monaco.
I think
maybe too much hangover.
they hung over from the pool party.
Monaco, yes. So they basically decided, okay, let's chill.
So let's wait and see for Spain
Barcelona.
and see how they perform in Barcelona. I think it will be an exciting time because most, like you said, is a very close field now.
Yeah.
Between
it's
4
very
teams.
close. Look at the timing, bro. Qualifying.
Exactly, right?
It's the same,
Same qualifying
timing.
time.
Yes,
It's just
how
that
often
Max
do you get
crossed the
that?
line first.
No. Russell crossed the line first.
Russell, sorry.
So he
yes.
got the pole. So there was a similar replay like what happened in 1997 when Michael, Villeneuve and also Frenzen had this exactly identical timing. So it happens quite there. From there you can see already the field is very close. Even from the 5 cars that are at the back, they were like few times, thousands of milliseconds away from each other. So it is really tight. So going into Aston Martin, the upgrade is slowly coming back. You know, you can see the foundation has been laid, so maybe they can improve based on that. Alonso and Stroll points again, right? Yeah. So you know, you will see it doesn't takes a race or two to see your performance benefit from the new upgrade. It takes time, man.
Yeah, it takes
You need
time.
to develop slowly, understand, identify the issue. From you designing the wing at the factory for you to have the performance on the track, it can be different. But what Mercedes proved and what is Aston Martin is proving, it works.
So for you guys out there who are still new to Formula One, actually to gain 3/10 of a second, maybe it takes half to a full season.
Yeah, man, it's not easy. You know, we are like 9 races now into the season, and then Red Bull doesn't have that advantage anymore.
What are some of the disappointments for you from Canada Grand Prix?
Oh, quite a lot actually. I first thing first is the organizers. You know what the hell they were doing?
Yeah, so
Canadian
Kim
GP
Illman
organizers.
actually highlighted in YouTube, right? That race fans were told that FP1 and FP2 were cancelled.
What the hell? And then one more thing that I really frustrated about is like, you know, you give that 1 hour practice and 1 hour practice 2, and then 1 hour FP3. In the event of rain, it's red flag the whole way, and the time is running. You know, the fans paid so much, but they are not able to view at all. The most that you can view is actually from practice to qualifying. That's the best, you know, time for you to really enjoy, you know, the cars going around and around, pounding laps after laps. But if you don't get to see that, what's the point of you know, buying tickets for 3 days? There's no point. And then because of the rain, you stop everything. You know, you are a track management in terms of drainage. You need to work on it. I mean, come on, it doesn't make sense that every time we come to the same track and then having the drainage issue, and then there's a aquaplaning, there's a water standing everywhere. Doesn't make sense. Are you guys purposely doing that, or you guys don't have the technology? You have technology for everything, but you don't have technology for drainage. It's ridiculous. I mean,
So you see,
for the fans.
hosting a race, and they have been organizing Canadian Grand Prix for many years. So this is a very big letdown because tickets are sold either Friday only, Saturday only, Sunday only, or 3 days.
Yeah, what will happen to the people that
So are
can't
you guys
afford?
giving the race fans who attended the Grand Prix on a Friday a refund, or are you just gonna let them hang by themselves?
I don't know what's going on, man. It's not only about Canadian GP. Huh? I'm talking about all the other racetracks as well. It's unfair for the fans. You know, they pay for so much, and then you end up red flagging it, and then you don't even get to see a rear wing of the car. It's pointless.
And tickets are not cheap, yeah, guys. Who have not attended a Formula One race, you're looking anywhere between 300 to 800 USD
Yep,
per person,
minimum.
minimum.
Even a GA would cost around 100, right?
Malaysian Grand Prix, if you want to see the paddock, right, be prepared to pay 2,500
USD.
Malaysian ringgit,
Oh, I mean the grandstand, right?
grandstand.
Yeah, paddock is way more than that, bro.
If you want to go paddock club, maybe 18,000 USD.
Yeah, around there.
So maybe the price of a car.
It's not worth it, you know. You know, people, fans like us, we can't afford all that kind of luxury stuff. So when we come for FP1, FP2, FP3, there's a purpose for us to enjoy the cars on the track.
Because the tickets are also cheaper on
Yeah.
Fridays.
So if you end up, you know, red flagging it all the way until the session is over, what would happen to them? Come on, answer our question lah. I mean, Canadian GP or F1 itself. What are you doing about this? You say the tracks are remained, classic tracks will remain, and you know there's some nostalgic feeling about that. But if you are not monitoring all this, you say Sepang circuit toilets are not clean. We went the other day; it was super clean. But this was back then when Bernie Eccleston complained that Sepang circuit toilets are not clean and all that. But you yourself are not monitoring FIA as a governing body. You are not monitoring the drainage system of the track. Why are you bothered about the toilet? Why?
Yeah.
When there's no fans, no need lah toilet.
Exactly.
And then people were sharing toilets, you know. Even the drivers in the paddock club in Canadian GP, they were sharing toilets with the normal paddock pass holders.
Oh dear.
Is that good? I mean, can you imagine that? Jill Villeneuve, Circuit Jill Villeneuve. My
How
God.
can you do this kind of hiccups, you know? And you guys, didn't you organize properly with the Canadian police on information that is live and accurate?
Yeah, they,
How can you give
man.
misinformation to your race fans?
Even Jack Villeneuve was holed up for 2 hours, bro. Estimated 2 hours. He was not allowed to go in because they said that the FP1 and FP2 was cancelled. I mean, he had all the information. He was telling the police, but then they were denying it. They cannot. It's
Did you see
cancelled.
that race fan who stole the DRS signboard?
It will happen lah. Of course lah. You guys do like this, they will take revenge.
So they actually stole the DRS signboard from
Not
the.
stole, bro. They stole their time. They stole their energy. They stole their money. You know, for not allowing them to, you know, go for FP1, FP2. Crazy, right?
The organizers this time was really, really bad to the point where, you know, they are getting fined by FIA for track evasion right after the race.
Track evasion is good and bad. You know, you allow fans to have the exposure or experience to see and celebrate together with the drivers and the team. But you need to have a proper barricade. I mean, proper infrastructure.
I think once the safety car does the closing
and
lap,
the time lapse. Yeah.
then you close and you red light the entire circuit, then you can let the fans go.
Exactly.
But this happened before.
So that is the things that you need to look into. But you know, FIA was very fast to act on it. But what are you doing about drainage?
Drainage.
All
yes.
these you guys are very fast, FIA and F1. But you are not doing anything about the drainage. Fans need some actions. You know, they're paying for it. You should be able to provide it.
Yeah. So yes, a lot of disappointment for this year's version of Canadian Grand Prix.
Yep.
Usually it is an exciting time. Usually it's a memorable Grand Prix. But this time around, a lot of hiccups, I would say.
Did you notice the standing water on the second corner?
Yeah. Turn 2.
It's like a novice track, you know. The water was not going. You know, it was only evaporating.
There was
because
no
the
outlet.
cars were going
There was no
around,
outlet.
you know. How? How could you approve that?
Actually, standing water is very dangerous because the cars, even on wet tires, can go aquaplanting.
Yeah, I mean, that's why my question to FIA and F1: could you allow the race to go on, even with that?
So I think
Improve all that first.
Magnussen and Hülkenberg did the right choice by going on the wets.
Yeah, agree.
Because they really blissed through the field.
Yeah, but again, it's these small things that people don't notice, but it's something important. You know, rain is very dangerous. If it's a torrential rain, something like Sepang had before, but I think Sepang had a few issue about drainage, right?
Yes, also yes.
Yeah, so work on it. Work on the safety instead of not
I
allowing fans to
think,
view the races, blocking the whole start and finish line for general admission fans. They didn't allow to watch. You know, they just closed with the clock.
Wow, that's a lot of problems.
A lot of problems. Canadian GP, come on, buck it up.
So Liberty Media and Formula One management, are you guys are they still under contract? Montreal?
Yeah,
Still under
Montreal,
contract
yes.
for next year?
Yeah.
So you guys next year, please buck up.
Communication errors. Fans not allow it to the track. Police, denying that.
I mean, if you guys just hosted the race for the first time this year, okay, understandable. But
Rookie mistake.
you have done it for many seasons. And it is a circuit that a lot of people look forward to. Even the drivers.
I hope this video will reach out to them lah. It's like super
So
annoying.
don't worry, we'll tag you guys, okay? The organizers,
annoying.
FOM and FIA as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on from Canada, we'll come back with some rumors, some highlights about news from F1 and also some of the things that you see in front here.
Yeah.
Okay, so stay tuned. Hi guys, welcome back to segment 2. So we've covered Canadian GP this year. So if you guys have not actually listened to that, you can actually skip to our first chapter. I will actually put all the chapters in sequence, okay? And if you guys are new to our show, we had a weekly podcast that we do every week on location or on events.
Yeah.
Okay? And you can also follow us on TikTok and also Instagram and also Facebook.
Yes.
And if you guys are event organizers, do keep in touch with us. We will gladly like to actually go to your events and cover
Exactly. We have already done a lot, nah?
So in the span of 4 months, we have gotten a lot of support from you guys.
Yes,
Thank
thank you
you
so
very
much.
much.
Appreciate that.
Be it Pocket GP, be it MCS, be it Diecast Expo, be it auto shows.
Yep.
So we've been ups and downs, I think, in the 4 months.
Yes. That was a super great experience for the start. For the last 4 months, I mean, we need to endure more. We want more. We will do more. Our aim is for our local motorsport to emerge in a global higher scale, basically.
Yes. So the whole idea for us to actually have this show is actually to actually promote local motorsports and give more exposure
Yeah.
to events that you guys are not aware of.
And also to show to these people that they say that we don't have much motorsport fans in Malaysia, to prove them wrong, basically. We have a lot, there's so many events going on, so many people collects good stuff, and more and more people are into motorsport, basically, for the last a decade or so, with how it has developed to be a bigger group of people.
I would say Malaysians are very enthusiastic about motorsports. You know
Definitely.
why? Because even though we don't have international events, the following is so strong.
Exactly. Everywhere, like social media is quite huge now. Just say lah, if F1 come back, the grandstand will be packed for sure.
It will be definitely packed because you see, MotoGP is only a small fraction. If you have a four-wheel international event, don't have to go far. Formula E, or even if Japan were to come here,
Super GT,
Super GT,
Super Formula.
any international events that is sanctioned by FIA were to be hosted in Sepang, you will get a good crowd, a very captivating crowd.
Our fans are well known, well prepared, well knowledgeable. I mean, you ask them, they will be able to answer you what is this and what category is that, who's driving where and what car is that. I mean, we are well equipped with,
We were surprised, pleasantly surprised that a lot of race fans know more than what we do.
Yes, exactly. And we are glad that we have people that are, more advanced than us. We are all a bunch of classic people, but, this new generation, they are well equipped with.
Yes, with the readiness of internet, with the readiness of
The information
social
is
media,
everywhere.
information extraction is very easy. And, this comes back to the point where if you were to cheat, if you were to do something funny in your championship, you get caught.
Definitely. Eyes are everywhere. Even the fans could be a steward, better steward than, existing stewards in Formula 1.
So be it Crashgate, be it Spygate, you guys don't underestimate the fans, okay?
Yes, exactly.
The fans are on top of things.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
You blink an eye, you change even your dress code, you change your girlfriend also, people will know.
it sometimes puzzles them, one rule is not applied to another rule in the next race. I mean, the same rule is not applied to the next race. I mean, it's crazy. People notice that. So FIA, when you do a wrong thing, wrong decisions, they will be able to notice it. Even the Formula 1 teams, if they do mistake, they'll be noticed. I mean, pinpoint. This is wrong, this is right. What is the conclusion between it? Where is the gray area?
Okay, so biggest news last week. Technical regulations for 2026.
Yo, that actually they I have a few concerns to highlight. Okay lah, you do active suspension, active aero front and rear. How if it fails? How if it's stuck? And you're traveling in Monza 330, 340, 50 kilometers an hour easily, and then it doesn't work. Something got stuck into it, or maybe an animal got stuck into it. How are you going to hinder all this problem? That is my question to FIA and F1. Why do you do this kind of regulation just to, hype it up? Is it just for hyping up purpose, or really you are into it to solve these issues as well? How have you covered all those scenarios where the driver's life could be in danger? Front wing failure is very brutal actually. If you have seen the past races, they totally lost control of the car. Even the rear wing.
What is the technical announcement that disappointed you the most? Okay, so talking about the disappointment of technical regulations of 2026, what is your take on that?
For me, the most disappointing is actually the active aero. Why I say that? I actually have said many to many of my friends as well. How if there's a failure to the front wing and the rear wing? You know, it's all hydraulics. You know, it's all machine. So machine can fail. So if you are traveling 350 to 360, 70 kilometers an hour at Monza, imagine the front wing fails and the driver is helpless. What would you do in that scenario if something is stuck in the wing or it can't close down properly, or you know, any animal hit the wing? Can happen. A lot of scenarios can happen here. So my biggest disappointment to FIA and the new rules is basically the artificial arrow. It's artificial. You're not giving the drivers the skill that they're supposed to show. These are world-class drivers.
So you're saying that these new technical regulations are taking away some of the skill that is required to be an F1 driver?
You're already taking out a lot of skill with all these electronics gadgets installed in the car. The cars, the pure performance, I would say, would still be this era. You know, with drivers having the control.
1980s, 1990s.
Until I would say give 2013. My view. Until 2013. After that is all
drivers' aids.
a lot of driver aids. DRS is also one of the things that we should not have actually at first place. You know when you have manufacturers back then, like Mercedes, Ferrari, BMW, Ford, Cosworth, Renault, Honda, all fighting for horsepower. Horsepower will showcase. That's the engineering there. Manufacturers are able to showcase how powerful their engine is. Drivers are able to showcase how skillful drivers are. Now we only see skillful drivers on the wet track. Other than that, no. It's all drivers aid, traction control, DRS. Now coming with active aero, active suspension as well. Before this, where are we heading? Where is F1 heading into?
This really bugs me, right? Because in your day, Formula One, I know Liberty Media wants Formula One to be skewed slightly towards being an entertainment. Okay, but if you put too much driver's aids, you are actually taking out a lot or reducing a lot of driver's errors, and this is where the excitement is actually.
How are they going to regulate that? AI? How?
And then, like you said, you're reducing the safety barriers of the halo or the weight. You're taking a lot of risk and gamble towards safety of the car.
They want the halo to be reduced by 1 kg. And
1
then
kilo.
Also 1 kilo. And then also they want to reduce the weight of the tire compound itself. Pirelli. Why? Because there's no MGUH anymore after that. 2026. So MGUK will be bigger, more heavier. 17 kg plus. So to compensate that, they say that we need to reduce certain areas. You make the car smaller, the battery is getting bigger. You taking out a lot of safety there in terms of the downforce. One incident is enough. The whole F1 will be in chaos. One incident is just enough.
Can you tell them what MGUH is?
MGUH is basically the power that generates
the hybrid.
Hybrid, yeah. Whenever you see the blinking lights, they are generating the power. And then there's a pop-up to show you in the screen hybrid energy, how much they have used and stuff like that. So how are they regenerating it for another push lap example? Okay. So this is MGUH that will basically.
So they are eliminating that.
Also turbo lag. They can easily
no more turbo lag.
Turbo lag. I mean, after this, there will be a turbo lag because MG UK is like a battery pack. Battery pack that compensate the loss of horsepower that MGUH will basically result in. So what happened is, example, you have 550 horsepower on your ICE, and then another 400 horsepower on your battery pack. So that is the F1's idea for you to race after this. It must be a 50-50 basically, balance between ICE and also battery energy pack. So what will happen during a race? They will have push to pass, which is also taken from IndyCar and Super Formula. So in the event, they've already deployed the front and rear wing, and they have already reached maximum speed of 340. In order for you to have extra horsepower, you press the push to pass to get another 30 to 40 km an hour advantage. So these are the things that they are working on. But I don't see how it's going to improve the racing.
So this is in replacement for the DRS.
DRS and also the MGUH. So my question to F1 again, You are allowing F1 all the teams to have the same equipment, right? So how is it gonna excite the race? Everybody gonna do the same strategy. Similar thing again. Simple rules can do a lot of
Yeah, yeah.
excitement. Make the car smaller, bring the refueling back. Simple.
Yeah.
And bring more tire manufacturers.
Single manufacturer is actually good in the sense that you can control costs, but in terms of race excitement, in terms of competitiveness, you don't have that.
You do all this hyping of the sensational artificial packages for the drivers, but it's not bringing you anywhere.
What were they
It's
talking?
gonna be the same.
They were talking about the Verstappen rule. What was that?
Verstappen rule.
Yes, it's like they're trying to do a rule that is against Verstappen.
Exactly. I mean, it is something that also Verstappen did not. I mean, most of the drivers are not happy with the regulation. Actually, you know, why you want to do such a dangerous when they run simulators, they could feel that it could be dangerous if they lose balance in the straight lines. Imagine you going through Oruge with that kind of wing. You know, teams will play around. I mean, they might be playing around with the minimal reducing of the wing through the Oruge corner.
Yep.
If in the event driver mistakenly press or it doesn't function, what will happen? Another Anthony Hubert incident. You want that? Another Jack Villeneuve and Ricardo Zonta incident.
Oh no.
Back in 1999.
Actually, we don't want any more fatal accidents because I think in Formula One history there has been enough accidents, and in this modern era we don't need more of these because Ayrton Senna did not die, and for Formula One to go backwards, we want to go forwards.
We will still have Halo and stuff like that, but then how good it will be. And also one more question that bugs me, every time when you do rule changes, when the teams are already close enough to fight for championship with each other, why you want to change the rules? The teams are already performing at the highest maximum level. You don't have to change the rules because the teams are very close.
Did FIA give a reason to why they need another technical regulation change?
No, I don't know. I mean, basically they were talking about maybe some excitement. Fans will like it and stuff like that. Make the car smaller a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I have no idea.
For me, it's just simplify the car to where it was in 1990s to 2006, and that's it. Just go racing.
Something like that. The races back then was good. Why you destroy
now the cars are too wide.
One is too wide, too heavy, and
Too
then
long.
you cannot do strategy because of the tire compound. Come on, lah. Everybody doing the same strategy. You can. I can read what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
For the next stop.
Exactly.
And then you have all the GPS system, how fast is this car traveling, how much fuel that this car from your rival team has. Come on lah. I mean, you have technology is good, but use it for something else lah. Instead of allowing other teams to see what data you have and stuff like that. It's ridiculous.
See, back then when I was watching races when Michael was dominating F1, we were always thinking, okay, McLaren when are they going to stop? Ferrari, when are they going to stop? Now, when you watch Be In Sport or you watch Sky F1, you know exactly when they're stopping. You know even their tire age, you know the tire condition, you know their gears that they're doing, you know the top speeds.
All this I don't mind. It's just that that's information, good information that is feeding to the fans. But why you want to reveal it to your rival team? Let that be a separate thingy lah. I mean, basically, you
basically
should
what
not have an access.
What you tell the fans is not what you tell the teams.
Exactly.
It should be separated.
That's my point is. I mean,
Then
where is the competition?
Then only you have the competition.
Where is the competition if you are able to access all the data from everywhere from one team to another team? So how would the smaller team will improve? Cannot improve, bro. How do you want to improve? Dah lah, budget constraint. You already have a budget constraint there, and then you not allowing teams to do a out of the box strategy. How will they do out of the box strategy when there is no strategy?
True.
Go to soft tires again.
Yeah.
How many laps you can run soft tires? 10 laps, 8 laps, maximum pace.
So in summary, you are against the 2026.
I don't like these rules.
You don't like
Nope.
it. So you're saying there will be no change in the packing order.
I like in terms of the engine rules is okay because 50-50 that could benefit the road going manufacturers as well. I mean as a whole picture, but other than that it's pointless.
It's pointless. So when you guys hear this, why don't you guys leave some comments down below,
If
and
you
we'll
agree
go
with
through
me
and
or
see
not
whether
agree
you
with
agree with us. Both of us actually dislike the
Yes.
new
Nope.
technical regulations
Yep.
because we foresee that there won't be any significant changes in the packing order.
It will be the same. If I'm the FIA, first thing first, I'll make the car smaller, back to 90s and 2000s. I'll bring back refueling. I'll bring in more tire manufacturers. Reduce driver aids, and then increase the safety. Reduce driver aids, increase the safety. There's more risks the drivers can take. They will showcase the more skills that they have.
True.
How you want to differentiate between Hamilton and Oliver Bowman?
Hmm.
Cannot.
Yeah.
People say Hamilton is the GOAT, right?
Yeah.
But Bowman did well as well.
Hmm.
Just one race,
One race.
one
yes.
practice session.
Yeah.
So who's the GOAT now? Bowman or Hamilton?
So you were saying that if a driver were to jump into a good car in the good circumstances, they can outperform a current
Exactly.
current driver.
With all the facilities available, simulators available,
Yeah. So the prep work is already done even
It's
before
done.
you jump into the car.
the moment you can drive F2, that's it. You're already a high level driver already.
So basically, there's no difference between F2 and F1 because most of the technology implemented in F2 is already in F1.
Those days, remember, they don't take the driver pool from GP2.
No,
If there's a reserve driver, they will use the reserve driver.
they
which-
use Formula BMW, Formula Renault.
No, what I mean was during a driver swap. Example, Michael with Mika Salo.
Yeah.
Mika Salo was a Formula One driver
Yeah.
already there. So they took the pull
Hmm.
from the Formula One itself instead of taking out from GP2
Hmm.
or Formula 2.
True.
They will not go and venture out elsewhere.
Hmm.
Now you can just pick and choose. Any driver can become a champion with a good car. It's your own words, huh? All the fans out there, it's your own words. You say that any driver can become a champion if they have a good car.
So basically, 2026 technical regulations, is it confirmed?
It's confirmed, and then they will come up with more highly detailed regulation sets at the end of the.
So
this month.
they're not going through a review from the teams and the drivers.
I don't know. I'm not sure. How they're gonna work on that angle, but for me, it's a disappointing regulations.
Okay, so moving on from technical regulations, let's move on to some rumors.
Yeah.
What is the current biggest topic in F1 now?
Current biggest topic is still, around Adrian Newey. Adrian Newey.
Isn't he certain for Marinello?
I think it's certain. They've already put the ink down, and then if you look at it, some details have emerged, whereby their the salary is equivalent to Max Verstappen, bro.
Wow.
$105 million USD dollars. Similar to Max earning, and then based on the roles given, it's a consultant role. But these are all the small detail we don't know yet.
So he's not the technical director.
Don't know. I'm sure they indicated there as consultant, but maybe he will have his hands on the car. Newey, when he look at the car, he know already what's the solution he need to give. So for him, this 5 or maybe half a season is enough for him to cure Ferrari. So when he joins Ferrari next year, just get ready for the domination like what we saw in Red Bull.
So it's like hammer time for another 2 or 3 seasons.
I don't know whether it will be Leclerc or Hamilton. So I hope it will be Leclerc lah. But you never know.
For you guys who do not know who Adrian Newey is, Adrian Newey is actually a car designer who started really from the bottom of the grid.
Bottom.
Okay, then he worked his way up. His peak of his design recognition is from McLaren.
Yeah.
Then he jumped on to
Red Bull.
And then now he's going on to Maranello.
Yeah.
So all the cars that he designed throughout his career
Has won something.
Yeah, has won something. So he's actually very significant.
Except for Leighton House, and he also designed a Formula car for Indian team. JA Motorsport.
Oh, is it?
He designed that car. The rear suspension itself. The owner of the JA Motorsport was asking him, what can I improve? So he was there, and then he tell him that you can do this and do that. So once they were told that you can do this and do that, they won the races. I mean, I was like, wow, just a few tweaks here and there, and then he got it done.
Wow, I didn't know.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the stories that I know. about him, but he's magic lah. He's different, totally different. So
And furthermore, Adrian Newey is one of the old timers where he designs cars not using computers.
Yeah.
He actually uses a drawing board.
so when you don't have data, who can copy you? Smart, eh?
So I think McLaren must learn something, yeah, especially from the Spygate,
Bro, if
where you
ask me,
put
right,
everything on the computer.
if you ask me, no, all the engineers are all scattered everywhere now. You know, this person was from this team, this person was from that team. Well, it's all mixed so much. Like everything, everybody knows from the whole paddock. So anyone can improve. You just mark my word. Anybody can. You know, even Audi can jump the ship. You don't know. We don't know. Even Audi can nail it the first season itself.
Yeah,
So
Braun GP did it, right?
Yeah, so of course Adrian Newey is highly valuable to any of the teams, but if the rules are not suitable for a certain team, or the mechanism doesn't work, no point also.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I would say back in, like, you know, like what's his name from the engineer from Mercedes, I forgot his name, but recently he said that we managed to catch up Red Bull. Although with the upgrade, Red Bull's upgrade, Mercedes team managed to catch Red Bull. But have you noticed that even with the downgrade, Red Bull is still faster by milliseconds? So, you know, with the
Is it-
shift of balance,
So that's not down to aerodynamics and engine.
It is. So, you know, my point, what I'm trying to say is, everybody is equally intelligent. Nobody is, you know, like, you know, you are useless and this,
So
that.
basically, there's not only one Adrian Newey in Formula
Correct,
One.
yeah.
There can be many.
Many. So, with this current technology, AI is coming in. Ferrari has developed the latest car with AI technology. Red Bull has as well. So, this will all be affected, bro.
Hmm.
Of course, the input of Newey will be there, but imagine you improvising your car with the AI technology. At the same time, you have the genius there sitting down. This is not right. This is not right. We tweak a bit. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, because AI actually gives you recommendations on how to change the car
Yeah.
without
So-
you actually knowing so much.
Yeah. So, you know, that will solve a lot of issue.
Yeah. And so actually, one factor is taken out, which is experience.
Yes. No, maybe the aero package that I mentioned earlier might work out or might not work out. We don't know. So how good is FIS technology? Of course, it's like space technology. It's what they use, and the way they conduct the team is like super high operational level. So maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong with the aero active that we will have, active aero that we'll have, but still, I don't really prefer that.
Okay, next news is actually Checo's contract extension in Red Bull.
He's good and bad also.
Yeah.
I thought he will perform very well in Canada, but then he ended up.
You think it was right for Christian to actually renew him, or should another driver be in
Bro,
his place?
He brings a lot of money, bro.
Personal
So you need to-
sponsorship.
yes, you need to look into a lot of angles. One is money. Another thing, Max Verstappen needs stability. If you don't have a teammate that is stable, or a teammate that who will not disrupt your campaign, Max will not stay. He did. Of course, Sainz is out of the picture already. You will not take Sainz because Sainz is very competitive, similar level as Max in a way. But if you put Checo there, Checo knows his role, what he need to do. He won't fight Max.
Yeah, I remember Abu Dhabi 2021 when Max Verstappen said
Checo is a legend.
Checo is a legend.
I mean, he is a good driver, no doubt. But then maybe the current upgrade is not suiting him. Hopefully, Barcelona will have more clearer showcase of his.
So do you think Christian wants first and second driver role in Red Bull?
It's there.
Is there?
He's there.
So there's still a pecking order then.
Yeah. I mean, you will have a first and second driver in every team. Now, first driver in Mercedes is Russell, and first driver in Ferrari is Leclerc. The only team, even McLaren now is already showing that Norris is ahead of PS3.
PS3.
similarly, I mean, like Tsunoda is ahead of Ricardo. You know, Stake F1 team. I don't know who is ahead of Stake. Whether the Stake is ahead of the drivers or the drivers is ahead of the Stake, I don't know. Haas is quite equivalent.
Okay, talking about driver signing. Okay, so we are on the same page. Perez signing to Red Bull makes sense, and it's actually a good call by Christian Horner. How about other signings? I think Albon did another signing.
Albon is in hope of stability as well. He is banking on Mercedes because Mercedes already nails it in the new regulations, like how they nailed it in 2014. So Alex Albon's the significant point for him to renew the contract is basically the engine. So if Mercedes can come up with a good engine, he can fight for good races.
Yeah, I think Albon,
Can be
he used to be
competitive.
in Red Bull, right?
Yeah,
For a
he
short
was
while.
under Red Bull company before.
I
Now,
think from Monaco, Ocon's departure sets the mood for a lot of driver movement in the market, right? So where do you think Ocon will land up?
Ocon, I think he will go to Haas, maybe Haas.
Haas?
Yeah.
Why?
That's the only place that you can go after Magnussen is out. You know,
So you
most
think
probably
you
Magnussen
think
will be out.
Komatsu will actually take Ocon on board?
Yeah, I think so. Because Berman will be there, Oliver Berman, and I think they will pair up with him.
Yeah,
Ocon.
because Berman is a Ferrari Academy driver.
Yeah. So of course Haas has a close ties with Ferrari. So that makes sense. At the same time, for Ocon brings valuable experience. I hope not the crashing experience, just good driving experience that he will bring to Haas. But maybe there's a 50-50 chance. Stake F1, I'm not sure whether he'll be a good choice for Audi because you already have Hulkenberg there. They need a strong pair. I think Sainz might go there.
Sainz, not Audi?
Audi, yes.
Yes, take
Sainz.
Audi, yes.
Yeah, with Audi because he's still biding his time. I hope he's not late. You know, he's taking his a lot of time to to really evaluate which team will be the best for him to join. So Ferrari is out of picture. Red Bull is out of picture. Mercedes he's still got chance, to go alongside with Russell unless Antonelli.
But didn't Toto make a statement in the media saying that Mercedes may be out of the question for Carlos?
Most probably, yeah. Most probably. Because they FI already bended the rules by allowing the minimum age entry to 17 now.
17.
Yeah. So you see, FI can bend rule here and there anytime. So there is no issue for them. So what will happen if Antonelli is confirmed? He will join Russell. But I don't see Russell as a leader,
You don't?
I don't think Russell could lead the Mercedes team. There is a doubt for me.
So he cannot lead a team, so you need someone stronger.
Yes, Antonelli. Of course, they will be nourishing him now with all the so many tests that he did with the older cars. With the current generation older cars, he already did so much of mileage. I think there is no issue for him. It's just that being faster than Russell or not is another question we need to look at.
Will we see any drivers in the current lineup exiting F1?
Exiting F1, I would say Kevin Magnussen. Magnussen and also Zhao has a slim chance. He brings in money. Maybe he goes to us.
Yeah.
We don't know. All prediction here and there. Bottas could remain. Could go to.
I think
Williams.
Bottas is still an asset for F1.
Yeah, Bottas can go to Williams or Mercedes. If they want to keeping Antonelli standby, Bottas is a good choice for Mercedes to actually have a good solid points.
Yeah.
Because he's a very good driver in terms of reliability, consistency. Bottas is good.
How about Ricciardo?
Ricciardo, maybe he will not continue. My take, maybe he not continue. I would really wish Liam Lawson is given the chance for a full season.
Yeah, I mean he performed quite well, right?
Yeah,
During his stints.
correct. So that is actually a driver that I would say has a talent because he was not driving AlphaTauri before. He was
Right.
only testing Red Bull. So when he jumped into the car, beating Max Verstappen on the same day to qualify ahead of him is something that we need to look at.
Any other news that we are not aware of?
Any other news that is going around? The most is Newey that is dominating the whole F1 feature, but other than that, nothing much We will see more upgrades coming in Barcelona. Most of the teams will bring more package, new upgraded package. So another mix-up can happen. You can see that McLaren gave a challenge to Red Bull, Ferrari gave challenge to Red Bull. Now Mercedes is giving challenge to Red Bull. So maybe next Aston. You don't know.
You don't know, yeah.
We don't know. It's all
Actually,
that one package.
one
could
package
improve.
makes a difference.
Yes,
You see how fast McLaren and Mercedes caught up with Red Bull,
exactly.
even before the midpoint of the season.
Yes, and then that's why I say why change rules when you can have such a good
Yeah.
fence environment. You know, changing rule again, one team will dominate. Definitely, there will be one team that get it right and another team will falter. So imagine
it's also money. I think money is also another factor. When you do technical regulation changes, money will be involved, time will be involved, and you need time to develop the car again. So when you win a championship and suddenly you go into another next season hoping that you can still sustain your performance, it is not there.
the best example is the current situation and also 2021 when Red Bull caught up with Mercedes. Simple, you know, keep the rules in place. Maybe the technical regulation, the cars in place. Maybe you tweak some other things. You know, example, you know, bring sprint races to every races. Do something like that. If you want more fan engagement, bring sprint races to all the races. Why not?
2022 was the last technical regulation change, right?
Yeah, the first of the ground effect cars, 2022, and now we are going against it. Still a ground effect cars, but then lesser of that combination.
So the guys who is actually leading this charge for this change is also Stefano and also Ben Sulaiman.
Good for them lah. Maybe, you know, more money coming in for them, not for the.
But I think for race fans who's been following this championship for a long time,
Yeah.
it's actually not a good move.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll come back to our segment 3 and we'll talk about what we have on display on our table.
Sure.
And these are some of the very precious gems of
Yeah.
Kuma
Yes.
for a very long time.
Yep.
Okay, stay tuned. Hi guys, welcome back to episode 20, our
Yes.
final segment. So we've talked about Canadian GP, we talked about technical regulations, latest Formula 1 rumors and news. Okay, so let's do something a little bit different. So as you know, Kuma is a big diecast fan.
Yeah.
And we've been to a lot of diecast expos and we've also featured some diecast collectors as well in
Right.
our previous episodes, Eugene and Haziq and also Michael.
Yeah, a lot of
Okay,
them.
many of them. Okay, so thank you guys for sharing your precious gems with us. Okay, so today I think I'll leave it to Kuma to touch on what we have in front.
Okay, this is also the design, one of the cars designed by Adrian Newey, MP413, McLaren Mercedes. Why this car is special is because you can see visibly that the livery is a tobacco livery. And it's very, very, very difficult to find this kind of cars nowadays. Even the helmets, I got it as a set. So you can see the helmets is also under West McLaren. Not the usual name that you see in the basic collectible item that you buy from Mini Champs or CK model. And also the box is different. It's a team issue. It's not the ordinary car that you can just buy out of the shelf. It's not. It's a team issue, you know. Team McLaren, team edition. If I'm not wrong, these cars were basically given to those VIPs, and also during Christmas, you know, those days they have this gift exchange thingy going on. Like Red Bull does it also at the moment, whereby they give the cars to the staff. So maybe this is one of it. I don't know, but no, I'm really glad that I managed to find these cars as one of my collection.
Okay, for you guys out there, previously Formula 1 was dominated by a lot of tobacco
liveries.
company advertisements. Until yes, like what Kuma is wearing. Actually, that's illegal in Malaysia. You cannot advertise that.
Illegal in Malaysia?
Yes,
Oh,
you cannot advertise in Malaysia
Marlboro?
also. Yeah, cannot.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god, I'm in trouble.
All right. So, tobacco companies were making a killing, and also alcohol companies. So until Europe made a regulation change.
That the change of regulation came about in 2007. Whereby 2007 Marlboro was still involved in Ferrari until 2011, 12, until they literally took out the barcodes. After that, it was
And Ferrari was very sneaky.
yeah, they were using Philip Morris as the Mission Win now.
Yeah.
Even now, McLaren is using British American Tobacco
BAT.
Views
Yeah.
as their sponsors. So it's still around. Maybe they are hidden in disguise. So nothing new actually.
So talking about tobacco liveries, when you see cars in Diecast, usually they are not allowed to use tobacco livery. So like what Kumar is presenting here is actually a very rare version.
And then it's one of the second version of cars that Newey involved in. When he switched from Renault to Williams to McLaren in 1998. This is in 1998 you still had two different manufacturers for tire compounds, Goodyear and also Bridgestone. So McLaren opted for Bridgestone at that point of time.
Right.
They had a bit of tire advantage. So Bridgestone was the one that they choose, and then they run for the whole season. Ferrari were on Goodyears, Williams were on Goodyears, Jordans were on the Goodyears, and some other teams on the far end of the grid they went for Bridgestone. So in this car, won drivers and also constructors championship from Ferrari. But the most special win I would say for this car is because Mika's first championship. He came to McLaren for quite some time. I think he joined McLaren in 1995.
Yeah.
1995, right?
Yes.
So he joined 1995, and then after so long, developing the car, being with the team, never giving up. So he managed to win the title in 1998, and it was a fierce battle with Michael Schumacher that year. So many things happened. Especially Spa Belgium when Coulthard took him
98 and 99 is actually my favorite
out. Seasons,
ever.
Yeah, 98 and 99.
Because even though there is so much controversies, so much battle, both drivers respected each other.
Yeah, but the one that Mika will never forget is the Silverstone Grand Prix. And actually, until now, I have a question also on that race. What happened in Silverstone 1988? Do you remember?
No.
You don't remember? Michael won in the pit stop. Michael won the race in the pit stop. I don't know how it was legal.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
He went into the pit stop and the race ended.
He served his stop and go penalty in the pit stop.
Yeah.
Which I don't know whether it's legal or not legal. And after that, they changed the rules to clarify that. So that was the time when Mika was really pissed off, knowing that how could you not serve your driver's stop and go penalty during a race scenario, and then you are able to do it in a last lap when you go into the pit, do the stop and go. Because why the concern was, when you do stop and go during the race itself, you still have to come out of the pit. You have to follow the pit speed limit.
Yes. You have a pit limit button.
Correct. So which Ferrari did not. Actually, they were clever lah. Knowing that it's the last lap, going into the pit stop, you don't have to serve that long exit to the Silverstone track. Eventually, he crossed the line and then he won the race. So whether it's illegal or not illegal, I don't know. But that is where I got to know that this is the first rival of Michael, which was very fierce. Their battle was good, and then the championship ended up being his. So for me, it's special. First championship.
First championship for Mika Häkkinen, and then also it's constructors title
As well
for McLaren.
Yeah, only one constructor title that back then.
And back then they were called West McLaren.
West McLaren Mercedes.
Yes.
They had a factory engine from
yes.
Ilmo.
And the team principal back then was Ron Dennis. Okay,
yes.
and Norbert Hogg was the
Mercedes
Mercedes Motorsports director.
Yes, correct. Those are legendary names.
Yes.
Norbert Hogg,
yes.
Ron Dennis,
and Martin Whitmarsh.
Yes.
Yes.
Adrian Newey is still a legend. The legendary drivers. Mika, Coulthard, less legendary but a good driver as well.
I think he played a very supporting role. So Mika is number 8 and David Coulthard is number 7.
I think at that point of time, of course, Coulthard was competitive in Williams. He was in Williams, right? So when he came from Williams to McLaren, of course the priority is given to the British driver. You know, in 1997, I think he joined McLaren, and then after that, looking at the championship season, he was better than Mika, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yes.
He was better than Mika, so that's why those days you see the engines will be based on the team constructors championship standings, not based on your personal
Yes, your
numbers.
personal number preference.
Correct.
Okay, so tell the fans, if you were to buy one of these cars right now, how much would it go for?
A normal edition would cost you around 500 to 600 or maybe 700. But
And
this one
this
is
is 118 scale.
118 scale with the tobacco livery and it's a team edition.
Hmm.
It's not a normal edition. So this could easily go up to 1.5.
1,500 ringgit for a
I
F1
think
model
so.
car.
Estimated.
And the helmets?
Helmets, at least 1.5K
So it's
easily.
expensive, right? So
It's all saving 1 ringgit, 2 ringgit, 3 ringgit. It's not that easy to buy all these collectible items. It's
So
not easy.
for you guys out there who want to collect diecast, we will again share with you some details on where you can obtain them.
Yeah,
Maybe you can
with
share
the
with them.
reasonable price. For me, it's always Abang Faisal from Tola Tarik Diecast, and also some of my close friends.
You
Like
go online as well, right?
yeah, I go online as well. Sometimes you have a good deal from there. Maybe CK models.
CK models.
They have 40,
yes.
50% discounts during Christmas and summer sales or something like that. You need to check that out. Also,
How
some
about
of
carousel?
carousel, yes, sometimes you can get it, but
You need to know your prices, guys. If
yeah.
you know your prices, you know what they are worth.
Today, I saw someone selling the Miami F1 shirt for 1,000 in carousel.
Yeah, guys, come on. Puma Malaysia is selling it for 300 and
No, 460 something.
460
460.
ringgit, okay, for a
It's-
button-down shirt Miami
yeah.
version, which is limited edition.
Yeah,
And we see people selling it for
1,000 ringgit.
1,000 ringgit.
Even cap is fetching 1,000 ringgit.
Wow,
Yeah.
guys, come on.
You want untong be reasonable lah.
For me, you know, as a Formula One fan, you are actually spoiling the market. Okay, I know you guys
Definitely.
want to make a quick buck, but seriously, if you were to give that shirt to an F1 fan, they will actually bow down and say thank you. If you were to sell it for reasonable price, a reasonable price for me,
Okay lah, 600 is still fine. 600,
6 to 7,
6 to 700 is still fine. But more than that is like
1,000, 1,300.
I know it's a free market. You can do whatever you want. No, I can put a price tag of 30,000 for this, and nobody will buy.
Nobody will buy.
Who will buy? Who has the buying power? Nobody.
You rather sell your products rather than let it sit and collect dust in the shelf.
Exactly. If you don't want it, sell it at a reasonable price.
Ah.
Don't overkill the market. One Saga Hot Wheels can fetch up 100.
Oh, that
ringgit
was
nowadays.
interesting. Let's touch on that. We went to the Diecast Expo and we went to a lot of sellers
Yeah.
for the same product, and you see
A lot of difference in price.
different prices.
Yeah, one is selling for $60, another one is going for 90, another one is going for 100, another one is going for 150.
And
I
it's
don't
the
know what
exact same
special.
thing.
It's the exact same thing. The special is the card. I don't know how they look at it. The card, you have a short card, large card, US card, China card. Is headache. Being a collector.
Being a collector is not easy. So, but if you guys need advice, we do have a WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
We do have our contact number, and we can certainly give you some advice.
Yes.
Because we are here to educate people. We are also here to guide.
Don't get scammed.
Don't get scammed. There are a lot of scammers, and be careful if you were to buy merchandise on eBay, on Carousel. Make sure they're
There was
authentic.
once I ordered car from Shopee, 118 scale, some Honda NSX or something like that. It was on a reasonable price, 3 to 400, 380 or something. When the package came, the package was like, how do I say, cloth. You stuff a cloth inside.
Oh my.
It was not solid base or case like this. So I got to know. Thank God it was a COD. So I didn't pay at all.
Yeah.
I say you return back. This
Yeah.
is not a car.
Mm.
This is a scam, basically a scam. Once you paid, you cannot. You can't do much anything.
Yeah, guys, remember, if you are
So-
scammed, right, the police can't do much, the banks can't do much. You
because you agreed to pay.
Yes. So you are just left with whatever you paid for, and your losses are your own.
And also eBay, Ferrari F399 118 scale. I ordered, never came.
Oh dear.
Those were back then
But
when
you
there
have
was no regulatory.
buyer's production now, right?
F399?
No. In eBay now you have buyer's protection.
Yes. That's the good thing about eBay now.
Ah.
Now it's well secured for the buyers and sellers as
So
well.
if the item
you
doesn't
can't-
come, you can get a full refund.
Yes.
Because the money is not disbursed to the seller until you have confirmed
Correct.
the receipt
receive
of the parcel.
item. Yep. So that is a good thing about the current regulations. But again, just be safe lah. You know, the scalpers will be there to sell for.
And also be
ridiculous
careful.
prices.
My advice is, if you were to look for merchandisers, look at pictures of current season and compare. Some sellers say that it is the 2024 Ferrari merchandise, but it's actually the 2023.
Yeah.
So be vigilant, be careful.
Some of them will tell, this is a limited edition, but end up you look at the car, it's a show car. The car looks different from the current season.
Yes.
So even show car I collect very less. I don't like show cars because show cars is basically like, they present like in remember when we go to the recent auto show, there was
show.
a Mercedes there,
The
show car,
W14.
something like that.
Yeah.
It's a show car basically, not the exact race car that they race in that season. So,
You should look for the actual race car versions because they fetch more value.
yeah. If you are a collector, value doesn't mind. You don't care about the value. If you are a collector, if you are someone that you look into selling it over, it's a long process, maybe a year or two until you get a good price, a reasonable good price.
For you guys out there are different kinds of collectors. There are the ones who are after the really rare gems. There are the ones that collect season by season, or the ones that collect by team.
Yep.
So
correct.
which collectors are you guys? Comment down below.
Yes.
And we'll cover you guys.
And with the increase with the downfall of our ringgit, it's getting tougher and tougher for us to buy.
Even we went to Sepang last weekend. We went to the merchandise shop. That was disappointing, I would say.
Then I don't call it merchandise.
Why in the hell would you put a merchandise shop in the paddock side of the circuit and you don't carry much?
Items. They were selling ice creams.
They were selling ice creams and they were selling snacks.
Like
Oh,
no,
my
you
God.
that is something that we still have to improvise as an organizer or you are a corporate company. Sepang Circuit. Kira corporate dah kan. It's well known overseas. But you end up selling few shirts, some tumblers.
And you were
some
selling
keychains.
local Ducati Malaysia products that is printed.
Yeah, now Ducati is booming, right? Nobody cares about Japanese manufacturers.
Why don't you invite Ducati Malaysia to actually store their actual current merchandise here? They would
That could
like
go.
to have another avenue to sell their products.
Yes, they could fetch.
Why would you take an OEM brand, or what you take a third party merchandiser? No,
It's not even official, huh?
not
It's
official.
the
No, it's not
product.
official.
It's all the printed shirts and stuff like that.
Get the official stuff. Get in touch with Honda Malaysia. Get in touch with Yamaha Malaysia.
So many,
Get in
there's
touch
so
with
many
Ducati
avenues.
Malaysia.
KTM is
KTM.
one of the good brands.
All these shops that just sell very good merchandise.
Yep.
What are you guys doing? Seriously. We keep on ranting about you guys because there are a lot of things that you can back up. Because MCS, even though you don't have a spectator grandstand filled up, you still have race fans who are actually racing
paddock, yeah.
in the paddock.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of race fans during that day. And the food is disappointing. Merchandising is disappointing. The rest of the facility is top notch. So
I
things to
was
look
only
at lah.
impressed with the toilets.
Yeah, toilets were good. Maybe for the event only.
Maybe for the event only. Maybe if it was actually a full house event, maybe the toilets would not be
yeah,
good. We don't know.
we don't know. Yes.
Yeah. So before we wrap up, I think we should also highlight to them, you guys, that we will be covering a few things. We have a rider that we won't disclose the name that will be interviewing.
Correct.
We
Coming
have a Diecast event coming
Yep.
up.
Two monster shop. Stay tuned.
Yes. Okay, stay tuned on that. We'll do an interview session with the owners. What else do you have?
We have Royal Enfield coming up again.
Yes.
Another launch.
We have another bike launch as well.
Correct.
So we have a jam-packed middle of June to end of July.
Yes.
So you guys who are still not subscribed with us, please do like, subscribe, and comment down below, and support and give a shout out to your friends who are avid motorsports fans, race fans, collectors, memorabilia collectors. Support Paddock Show.
Exactly.
Because without your kind support, your energy, and your passion, we won't be here.
This is our passion, basically.
Yeah.
This is what we live for.
Okay. So with that, thank you very much, guys. We'll call it a day. Have
Yep.
a nice weekend.
Have a nice weekend.